In today's video, we're taking a look at the top 5 tones from Fishman's Fluence Classic Humbuckers. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Fishman's Fluence line of pickups, they're essentially a reimagining of magnetic guitar pickups in that they're not wound so much as printed. And this gives you the capacity, or rather Fishman the capacity, to have multiple voices within a single pickup. Now these are really popular in the metal world, especially among guitar players who traditionally use active pickups. Myself, I'm not so much that kind of player as I am more of a rock player. I tend to lean more towards great sounding passive pickups. Now the interesting thing is that the Fluence Classic Humbucker set, while they are an active pickup set ostensibly, they sound like great passive PAF type pickups with a few other voices on tap. So let me tell you a little bit about what we've got going on here. The pickups are installed in my PRS CE24. It's a 2006 model, so it does have the violin curve, and we have push pulls on both the volume control and the tone control. Now the volume control push-pull is going to enable voice 2 on both pickups, and that's going to take us from PAF sounds in both positions through to like a hot-rodded 70s bridge pickup, and this Fluence exclusive neck voice, which is really super thick and has a substantial boost around 350 Hz. To my ear it sounds a little bit hollow body-ish, or perhaps even like a really hot P90, whereas the tone control push-pull, you might think about this as a coil split, but really what it's doing is engaging a third voice on both pickups, and that overrides whatever is going on with the push-pull in the volume control. So basically this is going to take us to a hot telly pickup almost. It sounds like a hot telly pickup in the bridge position, and kind of more of a traditional single coil like a telly neck pickup or a Strat neck pickup in the neck humbucker. Now the first tone we're going to take a look at is what I'm thinking of as a thick fat slide tone with some gain on it. Now I'm a huge fan of slide with an edge of breakup type tone, but I do play a lot of slide stuff with quite a substantial amount of gain, and what I've found is that the neck position with voice 2 engaged, which is that super thick fat sound with that extra boost in the low mids and these kind of real sizzling highs that are in there if you dig in hard, is absolutely ideal for slide with a load of gain on. Let's take a listen to that now. Tone number 2 is actually 3 tones, I suppose. What it really is how I would use these pickups through a single channel amp in a classic rock setting. So we've stuck on the British sounding gain 1 voice on a Victory VX100 Super Kraken, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on the bridge pickup throughout this example. We're going to use the PAF sound to begin with for some classic rock crunchy riffs. I'll then pop the tone control, which is going to give us that telly sound for a little less gain, a little more high-end chime for what I might think of as like kind of a quieter moment tone, or like a verse tone if you're trying not to get in the way of a singer. And then when we pop that back in and pull out the volume control, what we're going to get is we're going to get that hot-rodded 70s bridge pickup sound, which is ideal for solos. It's got a little bit of extra gain without the need for a pedal, and you can use this to push your amp into more sustain for a solo type tone. Let's take a listen to that now. So tone number 3 is a telly sound, and I think this sounds really crazy authentic, and I think the best way to demonstrate this is with some country. Now I'll say right ahead that I'm not an expert country player by any stretch of the imagination, but it really is the acid test for any telly sound. So we have a compressor, we have a little bit of slapback, we're in the middle position, so we're using both pickups with voice 3 engaged, that's our single coil mode. It's going to sound something like this. Tone number 4 is how I like to use these pickups for volume swells. Now, one of the best things about the Fluence pickups is that they're crazy linear when it comes to the volume and tone control. So you don't lose a load of treble or a load of low end when you start to roll the volume control down. It's a little bit like having a volume pedal, but you can do it with your hands instead of having to use your feet, which is really rather cool. Makes it a little more instantly accessible, especially if you're on stage and maybe you're away from your pedal board. Now I'm going to show you 2 examples. We're going to start with the single coil mode, and I'll be swelling away through a clean sound with my Strymon Big Sky set to an enormous, super wet ambient reverb. Then I'm going to switch across to the thick, fat sounding voice 2 neck pickup with some gain and a load of delay. And I'll show you how I might use this for more of an ambient, kind of ethereal lead tone. And speaking of lead tones, tone number 5 is the neck pickup in voice 1 through a gained out amplifier with loads of reverb and delay. Now this is just a killer sounding lead tone because it's crazy articulate like all of the Fluence pickups, but it does have a really nice old school tone that if you're like me and you're more into passive pickups, well, it's just right up my street. I think it sounds absolutely fabulous. Let's take a listen to that now. So there you go guys, that's been my top 5 tones from Fishman's Fluence Classic Humbuckers. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to support this channel, the best way you can do it is by giving this video a like, clicking the subscribe button and that notifications bell, and maybe watching another video from this series. We've done a few of them and I've got a whole bunch coming up in the not too distant future. My name's Nick Jennison, I'll see you next time.